Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
It's the fastest-selling PlayStation exclusive ever, but Helldivers 2's popularity continues to plummet, while Palworld enjoys a successful comeback. You don't have to dislike live service titles, games like Fortnite that are meant to last forever, to think they're a bad idea. Or at least that it's a bad idea for publishers to focus on them to the exclusion of almost everything else, which is what is reportedly happening at PlayStation at the moment. The reason it's a bad idea is that while making a high-quality, big-budget single-player game a hit is something most publishers can do with a fair degree of reliability, e.g. Sony's recent Stellar Blade, which was both a new IP and made by a previously unknown developer, live service games are far more unpredictable. Not only that, but even if they do well at first, that's no guarantee they will still be popular a few months later. Palworld and Helldivers 2 were amongst the first few releases of the year and were enormous hits at first, as if heralding in a new era of live service dominance. And yet a few weeks ago both were struggling to stay in the top 40 of the most played games on Steam. Helldivers may second be the fastest-selling PlayStation console exclusive of all time, but the majority of players are on the PC, which is expected to influence Sony's future policy on simultaneous releases and PC support in general. However, the game never recovered from the thoroughly unnecessary debacle involving forced use of PlayStation Network accounts and has been on back foot ever since. The number of players on Steam over the weekend, it's not possible to get accurate console numbers, was less than a tenth that of its peak closer to launch, when 458,709 people were playing at once. Although the PSN issue was an unforced error, the other problem has been a lack of significant new content in recent weeks, with developer Arrowhead previously stating that they're trying to ensure updates are of higher quality, even if that means they come out less frequently. The problem is, there's been nothing big to get excited about in recent months, and while Palworld has been performing just as bad recently, fans have had the promise of the Sakurajima update to look forward to, which came out on Friday and instantly saw the number of Steam players increase by 700%. The update adds a new area and PvP gameplay, and as a result the number of concurrent players on Steam shot up from around 15,000 earlier in June to 143,369 at the weekend. That's still well below the launch record of 2,101,867, which is amongst the highest ever recorded on Steam, but it has moved the game up into the top 20 again. Whether it remains there, or climbs even higher, probably depends on how much the PvP features catch on, but developer Pocket Pair is quite small and never expected this much success, and so had relatively few plans in place to capitalize on it. Sony has less excuses for their handling of Helldivers 2, but both games make it clear that initial success is no indication of a game's long-term future. Sony should have never made the PS5 and kept with the PS4 Readers feature. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the best game of 2024 and perhaps forever Readers feature. Why I'm sticking with my PS4 and will never buy a PS5 Readers feature. Nintendo warns about being motivated by greed when making video games. There's no sign that the uneven fortunes of the two games is going to put companies off from trying again, as many consider the chance to produce another Fortnite as being well worth putting up with several flops, or merely less successful hits, along the way. It wasn't possible to tell how big Palworld and Helldivers 2 would be when they launched, and it's just as impossible to say now. You probably won't be able to tell for sure until next year. The video games industry has always been hits-driven, but live service titles take that model to the extreme, and it's unfortunate that it's adding an extra layer of instability to an industry that still hasn't fully recovered from the pandemic or the cost of living crisis. Email gamecentral@metro.co.uk, leave a comment below, follow us on Twitter, and sign up to our newsletter. To submit inbox letters and readers features more easily, without the need to send an email, just use our Submit Stuff page here. For more stories like this, check our gaming page. More Games Inbox. The next gen was AB.